You know where we are? We're in the jungle, baby. This is the Florida Everglades. One of the most amazing, most beautiful, special ecosystem on Earth. Such a special place. So I know I promised you guys that I would come early and look for gators. Unfortunately, I stayed up too late. And now that I'm older, I cannot just power through. I need enough sleep if I'm gonna drive, and I have been driving for about an hour and a half already. So welcome to today's beach report. Just a quickie in the Florida Everglades. I'm going to show you this beautiful area. The road right off of I-75 has just created this amazing walkway for everybody to enjoy the Everglades while driving through on the highway. So if you ever balk at paying for highway tolls, this is one highway toll I actually enjoy paying because look at this. It's like Disney World. More than 40 species of mammals make their home here in the Everglades. Bears, panthers, bobcats, foxes, raccoons, opossums, river otters, bunny rabbits, and of course, alligators and crocodiles. In fact, this is one of the very few places in the world where you can find both alligators and crocodiles. There we go. Thank you. There's our first gator. We found him. Oh my goodness. He's little.
It's just chilling. It's getting some sun.
Hi, Fred. Thank you for the reminder, Fred, that veterans gave their life for our freedom. Shout out for all of the veterans and service people today, because it is the 82nd anniversary of D-Day. Look at that guy. We can't see his head, just his butt. It's the butt of a gator. He's not very big. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. That's a young one. You know, one of the great things about being out here with the tourists is they are looking for gators too, so you don't have to look too hard because they will point them out to you very quickly. More than 15 species of wading birds can be seen walking through the shallow waters of the Everglades. They eat fish, crustaceans, snails, frogs, and they all have a different feeding technique. Some will stab their food, others will probe for it, others will trick it. Like a jellyfish. Look how beautiful this is. The water lilies and the lily pads. I don't see any frogs though. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty hood. A neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in the neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you be? Please, won't you be? Please, won't you be my neighbor? Hi guys, we've been looking at water lilies. They grow on long air-filled stalks, which arise from the underwater stems. You can find them all over the world in quiet freshwater habitats. Waterfowl like to eat the seeds. And over there, we've got the swamp lily. They grow up to 3 feet long and 3 inches wide. They're similar to the spider lily, but they have separate petals rather than joined. No, I don't think those are the swamp lilies. I thought they were, but these are the swamp lilies. So what are these? Yes, CK, we found our first gator. It was so little though. It wasn't that fun. You know, I'm a gator connoisseur over here. I like them big and meaty. All right, we're walking. I can't stay very long because I'm going over to the East Coast. I've got a meeting with a very dear friend, but she also has a story to tell, so stay tuned for that. We're looking at sawgrass. This grass has sharp, sawtooth edges on its leaves. You do not want to walk through sawgrass. Good morning, Gretchen. Oh, Lily, what a beautiful name. I love the name Lily. I love all the flower names. Jasmine, Rose. We got pond apples. Did you ever hear about pond apples? It's a tree found in swamps and saltwater areas. Leathery, bright green leaves sport large, creamy yellow blossoms that open at night. The yellowish apple-like fruit is edible but bitter. Although the wildlife love it, and the seeds, however, are poisonous. So I hope the animals know that. The animals know everything, right? I know, CK, you and your gator. You're my gator expert, actually. I do love the gators. I call them the swamp puppies. I think they are precious and adorable. Seems like a crazy thing to say about a critter like a gator, but there's just something I find so endearing about them. And I love that they look prehistoric. I just think they're magnificent. I don't want to hug them. I don't think they're like adorable, like I want to give them a kiss or anything. I do not. I don't want to get anywhere near them, but I appreciate them. And I especially appreciate them in the wild where I can see them, they can see me, and we are just doing our thing. And nobody needs to get hurt. But if somebody hands me a plate of gator bites, I'm gonna take some. Just saying. Just saying. All right, you guys. For my last trick, I'm gonna climb up these stairs and I'm gonna show you the expanse of the Florida Everglades. This is a really, really great way to see the Everglades. If you don't have the time for a safari, and you know, safaris are dangerous. I heard about some guy went on one of these airboat shows, and I guess after the show they had a presentation and they had people touch a baby alligator, and his mouth was taped and everything, but they still said don't get too close. And some guy got too close and the baby gator reared his little head up. And you know, I have been knocked out by baby heads and puppy heads. So a baby gator head, it's gonna hurt. I think he lost a tooth. It happens. Who are you gonna call? All right, I made it up here. Wait till you see this. Gorgeous. Now, if there are any gators, we'll see them from above. Good morning, Rubberneck. Hi, Trey. Thank you, Rubberneck. Look at this, you guys. Wow. So, you can see how huge the Florida Everglades are. I mean, this is just a little part of it, but it is really just a huge expanse. This is not Alligator Alcatraz. This is Alligator Alley that I'm on. Right over here we've got Alligator Alley, and over here we have the Florida Everglades. So this observation deck was recently built in the past year. It opened, and it is one of my favorite places to go. Yeah, I'm looking for Snaggletooth, Jim. But actually Snaggletooth lives up in Lake Okeechobee, so I'm gonna say no. We have our friends the gators in different places. I wanted to go to my big gator hole where I always find no less than 10 gators at a time. Unfortunately, I did not get to bed early enough. The admission charge is you drive on I-75 and you pay the toll. That's your admission charge. So I think it's worth it. And the money does actually go to Everglades preservation, which is really important. So if you ever, if you hate paying traffic tolls and highway tolls and stuff like that, you know, this is one traffic toll that I can totally get behind. I think it's great. So when I drive on I-75 and I do take the highway and I pay for it, then I make sure that I utilize this amazing way to see the Florida Everglades. Talk about the biodiversity. So you might have heard there have been a lot of fires here in the Florida Everglades in the past few months, and that is very common because the Everglades can't survive without fire. So it's something that's very important in this habitat, and we do need to understand that, you know, the world, man, there's so much crazy stuff going on, and you can't assume anything. Some people see a big forest fire, they're like, oh no, did you know that there are wildfires burning throughout the world right now? Maybe one in your own backyard. Hopefully not, just saying. All right, I'm looking for an alligator. Let's look quick. I always see at least one in here. You go find the one I saw earlier. They don't usually go very far, especially in the daytime. They like to lay out in the sun. They are sun worshipers. Let me see if I can find him. One clue is to look at where all the tourists are looking. There he is. Okay, there's today's gator. He's kind of hiding. No, he's a little bit active too. He's small. Ooh, what's he doing? He's on the move. Oh, he's gonna give us a show. I promised you gators today. The good Lord made sure that I did not disappoint. Hi, Cedric. Check it out, the alligator. You know, this is better than National Geographic, am I right? Look at him, he's a cutie. Yeah, that's Snaggletooth's uncle for sure. No, it's probably Snaggletooth's nephew. He looks pretty young. He's little. And he's busy. He's making plans. He's going places.
Only one.
So it's interesting. You would think that alligators, they are interesting creatures. They like to be in groups and packs, and the mamas like to have their babies all around them. But then you'll just see one alligator somewhere just doing his thing. One alligator all alone. It's so weird. Here he comes. Aww.
Estamos viendo.
Look at his little feet. Yeah, they're dangerous if you're right next to them, but if you're on an observation deck, there's absolutely no danger whatsoever. So when I come to see alligators, I make sure that there's a lot of space in between me and them. All right, you guys. Well, I promised I would show you an alligator, and I did. Living dinosaurs, indeed. They're so cool. So it's always fun for me to come to the Florida Everglades and get in my gator fix. All right, you guys, I will see you on the next beach report, probably later this afternoon. Driving over to the East Coast, so I will see you there. Have a wonderful rest of your day, but before I leave, I gotta show you the Florida Everglades observation deck. Listen to the birds. Oh, and one last attraction also before I go. I'm gonna show you my backup gator. This is just in case that guy back there, which we need to give him a name. Leonard. I think his name is Leonard. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to my backup gator. This gator is always here, and he's as big as he can be. Check it out. Whoa. Everybody puts their hand in his mouth. Now, he isn't real, and he doesn't even look real. I mean, but here's the thing, he does look real. He looks incredibly real, because when you see a real alligator, you will be shocked at how not real they look. Oh, Lenny. All right, Jim, you named him Lenny. Yeah, boop indeed. And actually, a lot of people get in trouble petting alligators because they think they're not real. I've heard so many stories about people going into an exhibition with real alligators and thinking they can't possibly be real. They don't look real. They just don't. They look pretty fake. All right, well, thank you for visiting Alligator Alley. The Florida Department of Transportation appreciates your donation. All right, you guys. Check out Gatorland in Orlando. We have Gatorland right here. Mr. Anderson, yes, I love the boop guy. I love him. I think it's great. I mean, I wouldn't do it. And he seems really comfortable booping everything from poisonous snakes to alligators, and that's what he does. I don't know. I'm not gonna do it, but I love him. So yeah, we have a Gatorland, CK, in, I think it is, well, it's on the way. I think it's on Route 27 or something like that. But I do know where it is, and I'm gonna have to hit one of those one of these days. Yeah, everything. He boops everything. So we did not make the 7 o'clock a.m. No, not at all. I stayed up too late. I had too much to do. And then I needed my sleep because I have to drive, and I am not that young whippersnapper who can pull an all-nighter and then drive a few hours and then everything's fine. We're too old for that now. Anyway, we do what we can. I always show up, no matter what. I promised you you'd see a gator today, so I showed you a gator, did I not? All right, you guys, I try to keep my promises. Promises made, promises kept. So it's a beautiful day here, and I'm gonna go hang out with some friends, and I will see you guys on the next beach report, probably later today. See what we can do. This weekend's gonna be fun anyway, and we've got a musical show tomorrow and on Monday, so get ready. Stay tuned to the beach report. Ciao for now.